Hello everyone, this is VVS Stream. In this video, we are going to see what is an array and how to use single dimensional and multi-dimensional array to get input from the user. First of all, an array is a group of like-typed variables that are referred to by a common name. An array consists of several numbers of elements in it, differentiated by a common collected by a square bracket. The square bracket consists of numerous numbers of variables with common data type. For example, if an array is made of string, it consists of string inside the square brackets. Since array are objects in Java, we can find their length using member length. The number of array the number of length of an array can be determined by the number of elements in the array. The elements is equal to length. A Java array variable can also be declared like other variables with square bracket after the data type. This means an array name is declared, for example A, and the square bracket. This indicates the array and this can be directly determined. The variables The variables in the array are ordered and each have an index beginning from 0. Let's see this example. An array consists of 9 variables, 9 letters or 9 numbers, 40, 55, 63 until 89. The index of the array is measured from 0 to 8. So totally it have 9 elements, but the index is only from 0 to 8. Array length is 9, first index is 0, last index is 8. If you want the value 22, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's in the fifth position, but we should use number 4 because the first position acquires the value 0. So A of 4 gives the value 22 and A of 6 gives the value 89. So from the index, the value of array can be determined. Java array can be also used as static field, a local variable or method parameter. A single Java array variable can be used in statics, a local variable or a method parameter. That means using an array we can also declare a method and call a method, and with return statement or without return statement. The size of an array must be specified by an int value or not long or short. So okay, array consists of several elements as said before. These several elements may consist only of integer. It may not consist of 8.9 or 9.2 something. It consists of 9 or 10. So it must be only in integer and not in float or double or long or short. Types of array in Java: single dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. Multi-dimensional array means two dimensions, like a matrix we have studied in school days. Single dimensional array syntax. So this is the syntax to declare the single dimensional array: data type, array name, and the square bracket. This is essential to create an array. And or data type with square brackets and then space and array name. This can also be used to declare. These both types can be used to declare an array. If you want to declare an array with values 10 or 20, here the value 10 is passed. This is the limit of an array that we have seen before. The size of an array must be specified by int value, that is 8. So if we declare 10, it consists of 10 elements: 0, 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So it consists of 11 elements and 10 index. So let's see, this is an array and it consists of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is an example of one dimensional or single dimensional array. Let's see an example to how to create an array and how to get variables into an array from the user. First of all, I am creating an array, new class. So in this we are going to get an input from the user. So we can need only one class to perform this program. So array 0, 1. So package array public class array 0 1. Inside this we have to create the main class. I have created the main class. See, the play symbol has came after I am creating the main class. This spelling can be anything, not args only. It can be take vvs, it can be take a, anything, but it should be an variable. It should be a value. I am taking aux. Globally, aux is used to declare main. Now inside this we are going to create an array. So let's see how to create an array from the word program. So here data type array name. Data type is of integer or string or float. Array name is a, for example, and then the square brackets. Data type is int a square bracket colon. Okay, now I have created an array. Now I have created an array of data type integer of name a. Okay, I should use here. So now only this can be used to create an array, or another type is also used, data type and then the square bracket and then the array name. So we are preferring the first line. So now I'm going to get an input from the user to store it in the array. First of all, I should give the size of the array. So I'm importing scanner class. This scanner class is used to scan the letters, variables, or anything from the user. So now I have imported the java.util.scanner class. Now I should create a array of length 0, index 0, from index 0, int a with square bracket creates an array, and now I should create object for it. Just notice int a square bracket equal to new int of square bracket, inside which I'm going to give a variable, any value 0. So okay, the value int 0 notices a single value present inside the index. So we can make it as n or anything we needed. I'm going to use for loop to get input from the user. Int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. So the value of n is an integer, which is the maximum limit provided by the user. So int n. So using scanner class, we should create an object for this scanner class. To create an object, scanner scan is equal to new scanner system.in. So I have created an object for scanner with the name scan. Using this scan, we can get the input from the user. N is equal to scan.nextInt. So the value of n is got from the user. Now we have set the limit for the for loop with n. We have created a for loop with int I is equal to 0 and limit n. The limit can be obtained from the input user as an input, and it increases one by one. In plus plus means I is equal to I plus 1. So inside this I want to store the value into the certain index of the array. So in order to set the index of an array, I am using a array, and inside which I am using I. The value is variable, which is equal to a of I. So inside this, I want to get the input from the user at this point. That means a of 0 is equal to some value from the user. So I'm using scan dot nextint, because all the values inside this array is nextint. I mean integer. So I'm using scan dot nextint. Now now we are getting the input for a of I is equal to 0, then loop increases, then a of I is equal to 1, then a of I is equal to 2, and then it goes on increasing. Now I am going to print the value of the array. So if I want to print the value of array, I am using system.out.print. I want to print a of a. So if you want to print the array as a whole, we need certain values. So let's include something called 0. So the value from the 0th index can be printed. So now I have printed the value of a of 0. If you want to print the value of a of 1, we can directly give it in the array. So print value of a of I. So this prints the value present in the a of I. That means getting and printing it. So all the values inside the array can be printed. So let's run this program. I want an array of size 4. So 4. So I'm giving 12, 23, 34, 645. And this is the another part in array. So exception means an error that is thrown during a program if a compiler cannot work normally or any error has been encountered. Array index out of bounds exception is occurred when the value of index is out of the array. For example, a of 5 is the index maximally given maximum for an array. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or the values can be filled inside. But due to some error, the value a of 6 is given as input. At this time, it throws an exception called array index out of bounds exception. This means the array value given is out of bound. So we must vary the value or to catch the exception. Okay, I can give here as n and run it. I actually gave index int 0, so the maximum value inside the array is 0 in only index 0. So this error came. So I have changed the value to n. Let's see now the answer. Let's see the output now. 3, 53, 53, 65. So the 43 is printed again. This is due to the system.out.print a of 0. If you want to print the value of print the whole, we can do the same for loop again. Now the same value of I is given, limit is same. So Let's see the output for this program. First, the value all are get inside and printed once, and then all the values are printed. See, 12 given, 12 printed, 23 given, 23 printed, 43 given, 43 printed, 54 given, 54 printed, then 12, 23, 44, 43, 54. All the values in the element are printed. So this is called single dimensional array, two boxes. One box is of row and another box is of column. So n cross n means it consists of a matrix which is of square matrix. We can give n cross m. The value of n and m may vary. So the value of n is acquired here. We should also acquire the value of m. So to differentiate it, we are going to print the statement enter the value of n. To print, double quotes, enter the value of row. Okay. For our convenience, we are giving it as row. So after this, we are going to print the value for column. So two inputs are get, one for row and another for column. These values are passed to the int of n and m. Now we have used one for loop to get input for one function, but we are using multi-dimension, so we should use two for loop, one for row and another for column. So for int, we may not use same for loop. That means same I value or j value for two for loops. So I am using j here. Int I for first for loop, int j for second for loop. Int j is equal to 0, j less than m, second input, then j plus plus. So you can now see the difference. If you want to see the word, wait a minute. So in multi-dimensional array, the only difference is that two square brackets are used. See this? This is one array, single dimensional array. The single dimension consists of another dimension. This is called multi-dimensional array. Now we should use two square brackets here. So one is of I and another is of j. So let's see how this program works. First of all, a value of I is equal to 0 is passed. Inside this, j is also equal to 0. Now the value of a is equal to 0, j is equal to 0, a of 0 comma 0 is equal to scan of next int. We must give the value. You can use the calculator matrix function. Now I am used I and j. A value of I is equal to 0, and then in the same loop j is also equal to 0. So a of 0 and a of 0 bracket 0. That means matrix of the first column. Let's see the matrix. A is equal to a square bracket consists of inside which 2, 3, 4, 5, and again the same bracket which consists of 4, 3, 5 and 7. You can see that these two are not two different matrices. This consists of same bracket. In order to show how it works, I am typing it. First, the location a 0 comma 0 is this. So we must give input as 2 when first line is printed. Then system.out.first line is printed as output. This is the output for the program to print all the elements in the array. So then after the first loop completes, I is equal to still 0, but j is equal to increase to 1. So row is 0 but column is 1. So 2, 3, and then j is equal to next value 2. So j is equal to 2 but I is equal to 0. A0 2. So in A0 2 and value is given. Now the loop has completed. So now I is equal to 1 is increased. After j is equal to 2, it comes out of the loop. It comes out of this for loop and then gets into another loop of I is equal to 1. The same loop continues for 1, 2, and then out of the loop I is equal to 2 and then whole is completed. So this is for an 3 cross 3 matrix. Let's see how this program works. So a 3 cross 3 for a 3 cross 3 matrix, 3 and then 3 for, sorry for the spelling mistake. Now let's give the input from this 2 cross 2 matrix. 2, 3, 5, 3, 5, 7, and then 1, 4, 8. So this is the 3 cross 3 matrix. A0, A1, A2, and so on. A1, A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, and the last value is printed. This is the single dimensional and multi-dimensional matrix program. For several multiple rows, we can use several square brackets and uses various values to bring the output. Thank you for watching my video. For more videos, subscribe to my channel.